Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thanks.
First of all, some bounces went your way that didn't go in yesterday. How good does it feel for this group, confidence-wise, moving forward, that they continue to do the right things and eventually it'll go in?
Yeah, it was obviously more timely. I think the idea of playing from the front is another. We haven't done it, so that was a good thing. And as the game produced more opportunity, could we mature and just be a winning club instead of trying to be a selfish moment or two? So taking those steps is important.
After the loss last night, what was your strategy coming into this game?
Well, the big part was just put the pieces back together. The guys felt we all felt lousy. We don't want to lose at home, and we don't want to lose the opener. But a big thing, we didn't feel like we got inside last night and got into the interior of the rink. And tonight we did a better job of that. And as things broke down, I thought we played a better brand of hockey maybe today.
I'm sure you didn't care who ended the goal drought. Did you have a Brendan Olson backhand top shelfer on your bingo card for that?
I can tell you that line deserved it. They played their tail off. To get the reward of a goal is one thing, but he, Standard, Hillman, I think have an ability to change the temperature of a game. They're, Hilly and Ole are older bodies. They're bigger guys. Stendy gets around the rink. They're a little bit hard to play against, so they don't always get on the stat sheet to the reward, but they've got huge value.
Kranick came in here last night and talked about getting more in front of the net, getting more traffic in front of him. He takes a penalty, coincidental, going at a guy in front early. Were you happy with the way guys got to the paint tonight more?
Yeah, I think last night you watched a lot of whistles. There wasn't our body or our stick in the paint, and today that changed, and it's going to be a growth spurt, gang. I mean, we want the puck. I think we did a good job with it. We got to stay out of the Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals scenario where you're trying to overdo it at times. And I'm glad they got a chance to capitalize on it.
So you guys maintained a fast and aggressive playing style throughout the entire game, I feel. What were you telling players to keep up this style?
A big part is just skating and using their legs and making sure we're going to play behind them and keep the team in sight. I mean, a lot of individual skill we have. You just got to continue to use it for team value. So sometimes maybe you tend to play towards the scoreboard and what it feels like up there versus the standard. And I thought our guys, we wavered a few times. We tried to flirt with some danger, but then we got back to even again.
And then my last question is, right at the end of the first period, you guys scored a power play goal. So you came into the second period with that momentum. How did that feel for you after?
I was just happy for those guys. The power play hadn't scored. The pressure's mounted. They know it. They feel it. You see it in their face. There's two sides. I think when you don't score like that, you either try to overdo it or you can stick to maybe more of a body blow mentality where you're going to shoot a little bit more, a little more volume, get things back. And just happy for them and great for Pitter because he's an unselfish guy and he shot at a time when he could have passed, and it was a good idea.
I want to ask about Rhett. I just thought he was a spark every time he was on the ice, instant offense. Talk about the way he sees the game with his vision and passing ability. It really seems like he's one of those guys that can just see things a step ahead that sometimes you see, and it's just one of those things some guys have, isn't it?
Yeah, you better be ready when you're on the ice with them because the puck's coming through you. He changes speeds. He's got deception in his game. He's got a shot threat, so all of a sudden his passing becomes increased available. And then when you guess pass, he's got a really, really lethal shot and release. So, and then at the same time, gang, he's come in and jumped in and played a very team game when there's going to be an opportunity for him not to have to do that. And we've got to keep taking care of opportunity that, if I'm a guy that scores goals and I want points at the end of the game, like he wants a pass, it's got to be in the wheelhouse, and it should be in the wheelhouse. And that's for our growth and for our learning power. When you get a talented guy like that, we want to make sure and he makes everybody else confident with the puck as well.
Last one for me, just the maturity. I felt like a very mature effort after the way last night went. How happy were you with the way the guys handled the time between games and the way they came out and took charge of this very early?
Yeah, I would say this morning was firm, which is probably the way it needed to be. And then I think at the same time, I just thought the guys stayed together because you can splinter off pretty quick on a sour note, especially early when you get home. And them sticking together it's going to be a focus point. And the more we do that, the more we're going to show growth for our team.